So we're still at Mobile Web West Africa 2013. The event is rounding off pretty soon, and here I'm with iKE Orizu. I hope I got that right. All right. So he's the founder of Truspot. Truspot is an African social music revolution that has been happening for the last 6 years, going to 7 years, and I finally get to meet with you.
Finally.
So you shared some stats today, amazing stats actually, and 8,000 artists already on the platform, over 50,000 songs. You got loads and loads of millions of active users monthly, over 5 million you said, yeah? Amazing stats really. And one thing I like to pick up is the fact that you talked about you guys launching other platforms in a couple of months. And could you tell us about that? Like, what has it been for the last couple of months with services like Spinlet and iRocane and a lot of the global services launching? What has it been like for you guys to now re-strategize in a way to start launching platforms built on top of Truspot? Yeah.
Basically, we saw other companies launch last year or last 2 years, and what happened was Truspot is not really still the same thing as what people think. They try to classify as, oh, it's a music site just like others. We decided to move forward and branch out and become this social media network because that's what we've always been focused on. We've always had music, we've always had videos, we've always had news and blogs and live stations and live shows. So people always say, no, it's just that music site on demand. We really don't do on demand that much. It's just an entertainment network. You come in, you can either play a song or watch a video or watch a movie or read the news or whatever happens. So because of that, we needed to make that clear to everyone.
So in a sense, you've really not had a competition in Africa based on the model that you are working on. And you mentioned earlier that it was about something around MySpace plus Last FM. Yeah.
That's basically what we were working on, combining those two, because Last FM I was really addicted to it then, but they had no clue, nothing African music. So I had to take those things and say, you know what, I'm going to build this for Africa. And doing that made everything more clear. Now, what we are trying to make happen in this country now is for someone to come into Truspot and say, you know what, I want to watch that Genevieve's movie and have it, or I want to play that new The Band song or Don Jazzy's beat and hear it, or I want to be able to go and read what did Omotola Jade just do recently, or what is happening in South Africa, or what is Lyra doing. That's what we want to be able to do. We want it to be that one stop for everything entertainment in the industry. And I think we're getting there, and that's what we've been trying to define. So launching the new platforms was us being more open now, because a lot of platforms like Yokas, even Spinlet as well, they've all come to us saying, hey, how can we work together? But we've been tight for these years trying to build everything together. But now we've worked with Iroko. We actually had their movies on Truspot. We had a contract with them. So we're working on Truspot TV and all those things all together combined. And we're trying to create this one major network that will be open to everyone to connect with. And you can now tomorrow decide I want to open a music website, and hey, you take the API straight from Truspot, you stream, we do the payments, we start paying royalties to the artists, you pay us for our services.
So if I get it right, you're doing something like XFM, is that right? Okay, XFM pretty much is around, it's a music streaming service, global music streaming service, and they have APIs that they help help users to build on top of their APIs, and also launch similar music platforms for different countries. So would we see Truspot as that enabler of music?
Yes, that's basically what's about to happen. We started working with some other companies. We started working with TV makers. A lot of things are going to happen in the sense that everyone's going to make their own app, and it's going to be powered by Truspot. And it's as I said earlier in the conference, it's more of selling services now to be able to monetize, to getting more content for us. So we had to go that route to also just say, you know, we're going to power or be the engine for every other major startup. So if you want to go into music, we're going to do music too, but hey, you can share with us what we have. If you could do a better job promoting, it's fine by us, but it's still our content that we're keeping just keeping everything legal, you understand? And to get to a point where we'll go and have a deal with Hawksha and say, hey, you're not allowed to put these songs anymore. If you want them, use our Truspot embedded codes on your website. Hey, we're fine with that. But that's what we're trying to work on now. And I'm changing the whole structure of Truspot. So it's not more just that music on-demand website. It's now more of a full platform. And
you recently got funding. Yeah. Can you give us a hint of what it looks like? You don't have to tell us what the figure is, though, if you're not comfortable with that.
Okay.
What would the funding really be used for?
We recently got funding. You actually snuck up a little document last year and found out something that was going on back then.
Yeah.
But recently got funding from a major person in this country in the music industry, as well as some major record labels are now involved in Truspot. And in South Africa as well, we got some from South Africa working on Kenya. We're about to close another one in Kenya. Now, the funding came in is a lot. The highest I've ever seen, probably, in a lot of years.
Give us a hint, 5 million, 10 million?
I'll say between.
$5-10 million? Dollars?
We're talking about dollars, yes. Now, we're getting, it's now, I'll say it's more than worth, because we ended up getting offices, everything was taken care of. Both money and cash capital, as well as what they call the property capital. We were able to we have 2 offices now in Nigeria. We are going to be having more in Kenya. We're finishing up the one in Kenya and in South Africa. So we're just remodeling right now. We're getting our offices together, getting more staff. We're focusing on other countries. You know, we're not focused only in Nigeria. So we're going to keep building out, and I'm launching 2 new companies at the end of this year. So those 2 new companies are...
Can you give us a scoop of what these companies are?
As I said, I'm going to be going into everything outside music. Truspot is going to take off completely this year. I'm sure of that. It's a little more time we need to round up everything. But what's happening is Truspot is going to have investments in new companies that has come and approached us, and we invested in them. Let's say I'm going into okay. We're going into e-commerce, we're going into mobile payments, we're going into online gaming, we're going into movies, sort of. I'll say movies, but I won't say the actual thing it is, so I'll just say movies. Those 4 things, we're mixing a lot of things together. And we'll be launching 3 new companies this year. So that's what we're doing. So 4 new companies that'll be all Truspot. Yes.
Good stuff. Thanks so much for talking to TechLoy today.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.